show here. I'm Hurix. I'm joined today by Storm, Brunners, and Jebro. Why don't you guys say hi, introduce yourselves. We'll start off with Storm and go right down the line.
What's going on, guys?
Brunners.
I'm Storm.
Hey guys, nice to be here.
Alright, and Jebro.
Hey guys, why are you laughing?
Just because.
Because you're a clown, dude. It's all good, man. It's all good. Alright. So basically today we do have the brackets for you guys to be putting your eyes upon. So we're going to be discussing that bracket. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be making a couple of predictions. We might have one or two interviews as well, potentially with Ron. We'll see what happens. A lot of people are busy today. A lot of scrims happening. A lot of things happening because of the WTS and TOL and stuff. So also, more importantly, we have a ton of giveaways for you guys today. So we'll be doing those as well. But what are you guys feeling like without looking at the brackets? We're not even going to look at them yet. What do you guys think about Tournament of Legends 3 coming up? It's a couple days away. What are you thinking in terms of Tournament of Legends 3? Well, how do you think teams are going to do? How do you think it's going to turn out? Do you see upsets happening in general? Not anyone specifically. Any upsets in general at all happening? Do you feel it?
I guess I'll go first. Personally, I don't see a whole lot of upsets. I think we're going to see the 1 and 2 seed, maybe a 3 seed, make it all the way to the top 8 for all 4 brackets. EU has kind of been a little predictable in terms of the mid to top tier teams within the last month or so. So I'm assuming we're going to see the favorites make it to the top 8 for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's a little bit of a shame maybe, but I think it's going to be pretty predictable who's gonna make it through all the way.
All right, fair enough. So at the bottom of the screen, you guys can actually see the seedings as they go live. Some people might be wondering, though, they might be seeing a couple of different teams with the same numbers. So the biggest thing is that TOL 3 is going to be the largest single-day tournament, well, 2 tournaments, rather, that Guild Wars 2 has ever had. We had over, I think, 100 teams or something like that sign up for both regions. We had to up the cap to 128 from 64 because I think it was 6 or 7 hours after the tournament signups went live the first time around. It was completely filled up on both regions already, and that's all it took for everything to go through. And we actually had to up it to 128, so we got it there, and we have over 100 teams per region that we're going to be going through, so it's going to be definitely interesting. So the reason that we have a lot of these teams kind of seated at the same number is because we're doing things by pools. And what that means is that there's going to be basically 4 brackets of 32 teams, which obviously equals out to be about 128. These 4 pools are going to go, and it's going to essentially be a 128-man bracket, but we're doing it via pools to keep things easier for your guys' eyes and for us as the streamers and the casters. It's easier on our eyes, so we don't have to be like going looking at the screen. I mean, Jebro's old, so he's going to have. I don't know if I trust his sight being able to see those small letters. So
well, it's difficult, you know. I mean, I can barely see the seedings, you know. So you know, you might have to remind me as we go. I had to write it in big letters on a piece of paper.
All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the first bracket. Like I said, it's going to be pools. So what you're going to be seeing is when I bring it up, you'll be seeing a 32 team bracket. This will be pool 1. It'll be based off of basically like 1. I believe it's 1, 4, 9, 13, all that stuff going down. And that will be 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go ahead and go into the bracket 1 here. And this is what we're looking at right now here. So at the top, we can actually see orange logo, number 1. They have the bye going straight in. This is obviously the top favorite, I guess, if you will, in consideration for this tournament. They were the ones, since they're in pool 1, number 1, they were obviously seated higher than everyone else. They accumulated the most points. Joe, why don't you actually go ahead and explain how the seeding works and how teams got their points and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people are going to be like, well, why didn't these guys get very high on the seedings? But ultimately, it was based upon participation first and foremost, and how well you performed over the last 4 weeks in ESL and AG tournaments. ESL tournaments had significantly more weight added to them than AG tournaments did. So if you even participated and did okay in ESLs, you would do better than even like the first or second places in AGs. So it really shows if you did ESLs and if you performed well. Unfortunately, for some teams who didn't participate in a whole lot of ESLs due to, I don't know, not being able to, or just not being there, it's going to kind of show with their seed. But nonetheless, I feel like most of these teams really deserved where they got.
Yeah, I have to agree. So looking at this first bracket, like we were talking about, and by the way, bye is just a bye game. If you guys have followed sports at all any time, that bye is basically just they go right on through that game. They just get the free win. They just move right on. We actually were talking about it in the forums and stuff like that, if you guys had seen. And as Joe was just talking about, if you participated at all, really, I mean, like, I'm saying, like, win one round of anything.
Or even participate. Like, even if you participated and you lost in the first round, you still got points to the point where you were seated higher than people who didn't participate.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, and that's exactly why, like, one of the most important things in Guild Wars 2 SPVP is to be consistent, not only to improve as a team together, but to get good seeding points and things like this. Because some teams are in lower seedings and they might go against higher rated teams later, like quite early on, just because they haven't participated. So it's quite important.
Yeah. So and those are the teams that are basically because they participated, they have the advantage of getting buys early. We actually see first, second, third, and fourth place seed in this particular group getting buys. Okay. So they were able to just go right on through. Basically, they get right into the round of 64, like almost pretty much immediately.
I believe it's all 4 of the brackets, actually. There were 108 teams, so that means there's 5 teams per bracket that didn't sign up. So 20 in total. So I think 1 through 5's got buys in the first round throughout all 4 brackets.
Yeah, so I can't stress it enough how important it is that you guys get your teams in there and really just like even just participate, because it's going to be so good for you guys. And the people watching this who are from NA, participating in the NATOL, I mean, you can see, the proof is in the pudding right here. You can see it in front of you, just how far it goes to just participate, and that's it. I mean, participate, and you have a much better shot at going through to the next round. Alright, so if we're looking at it right here, we actually see Orange Logo going to be the first seed here. We have Leaderboard Over Life, which used to be Big D, and I don't remember, I think their old name was,
Rain.
Yeah, Big D was the guild tag, so they've been around in some ESLs as well, so they got second seed for this particular pooling. And third, we have Rotate to Procreate, a team that has done ESLs, I do believe. So Jebra, I'm sure you know a little bit about them. And
is it AG? Did they do more?
They did more.
Yeah,
AGs.
They did more AGs.
They've done a lot of AGs. Yeah.
Okay. So that's again doing the AGs, even though it's not exactly on the same level. It's more of the amateur tournament. They're able to get such a high seed in one of the pools, and they don't have to worry about going up against Orange Logo in the round of 64 or anything like that. They can, as you see the bracket, they can just move right on through at least to the round of 64 for free, and then have a fight in the round of 64, potentially moving on to the round of 32 from there. So let's go ahead and move on through to the second bracket here.
Are we doing... Okay, are we going through all 4 of them before?
We're going to go ahead and just show all of them out, and we'll come back a little bit and talk about it. So going to the group 2 here, we have TCG and the top seed here. And once again, those 5 buy slots. So let's go ahead and look at it here. We have Majestic Capricorns, who actually just changed their name. I believe they were Majestic Sea Men before. And I made
Majestic Sea People.
Yeah. I put the space between the sea and the men to make sure that everybody understood that there was a space there. But they're going to go ahead and they're going to be number 2. They have the buy as well. Don't know what to do. Does have that 3rd ranking. And for anybody just tuning in, I actually see we probably picked up about 50 or so people in the past, 5 minutes. Maybe they didn't hear before. Once again, just to reiterate, the way that this is working, we did have over 100 teams sign up for this tournament. So what we're doing is we're grouping all of these teams into 4 pools. What you're looking at right now is the second pool.
This is actually the 4th pool.
This is the 4th pool. Right,
this is the 4th pool. The winner of this will be taking on the winner of the previously shown pool.
Okay, so I believe we just have like an error. Oh, no. Okay, so it's 1... Is it 1-3-4-2 or 1-4-3-2, something like that?
It's 1-3-4-2, correct.
Okay. So TCG will probably be going up against whoever is going to be in 3, 4, 2. So the bracket 4. So we'll be seeing that in 2 more, I guess. I do believe. Anyways,
the winner of the last bracket that was just revealed would be playing the winner of this bracket that we're looking at.
Okay. So we might see TCG versus Orange Logo, provided TCG makes it all the way through. Because we do also have Don't Know What to Do in this bracket. We do also have Majestic Capricorns in this bracket. We also have Team Big Salami, one of the teams that isn't actually ranked, but because of their promise in some of the scrims and keeping up to date with some of their queues and stuff, they did kind of get a little bit higher than some of these teams that we haven't really seen anything from. That's definitely one team to look at. I would have to say that, I don't want to make predictions early because we're going to be going into that just a moment time. So, but Team Big Salami, I think, is probably going to get at least to the 32. But let's go ahead and check out the third bracket here. This is going to be Group 3. And at the very top here, we do see Salt, aka Your Goose is Cooked here. We have Everest Pirates as well. And at the third spot, we have Sign, and fourth is going to be Super Butu Juru, and one of the ones that I have so much trouble pronouncing all the time. But
you did well, man.
I did it. You
did good.
So again, want to reiterate: if you are looking at this as NA, you need to get into. I believe there's maybe some slots left on AG at this point. If you're able to sign up for that, I would definitely recommend doing that. And it also looks like there might be potentially there's definitely a chance for you to go into ESL as well. So I definitely recommend going to that. Get your team in here, because as we can see, you guys are looking at this right now and you might be like, oh, I don't even know most of these teams. Like we see 8th slot right here. Circle Day Insomniacs, that is one that actually did get ranked, but didn't actually have too much seed points. So even if you just participate, if you get in, maybe win like 1 round or 2 rounds, you're going to be seeded a lot higher than you might expect. So I definitely recommend doing that. And these teams did take advantage of that, so they're going to be seeded a lot higher. Let's go ahead and look at the fourth bracket here. Did you want to say something, Brenners?
I was just going to say that ranks 2, we got 2, 3, and 5 here are all AG teams. Everest Pirates have won our tournament multiple times. Sign, I think, turned up to ESL once, I think, so they'll have got some points from that. But they've been in our AG the last couple of weeks as well. I think Helseth particularly liked them last week. And Rice Squad as well, another solely AG team, and they're picking up top 5 seedings here, so it really is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and dip our toes into bracket 4 here, or group 4. Looks like right now we have rank 55 Dragons here, so this is the top seed of this particular bracket. Rank 55, the team that actually upset Orange Logo in the last ESL. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Obviously, considering the fact that they might, or rather that they do make it through. So next we do have Various Artists, another team that has been popping up a little bit here and there. I believe they're in the ESL group, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they have mostly ESLs.
They're one of those teams that you talk about, and we keep saying it, but that's why they're number 2 in this bracket, because of their constant participation. Like, those guys have been in the ESL weekly cups and Go4s for so long, and different. They came back and then were consistent, and they built up a good seeding, which means they've already got through to the next round. So that's pretty good.
All right, so yeah, I have to agree though. So we're gonna go ahead and go back. We're going to go to the bracket 1. We're going to talk about them a little bit more in depth this time around. We're going to kind of give our predictions for each bracket. Give you guys another chance to look at it. I know a lot of people just joined in, so we're going to give you guys a little bit more of a chance to take a look at it and see where you guys fall while we make some predictions. Once again, we do have a lot of buys in here. I see a couple people talking in the chat about what does a buy mean. Once again, that buy is basically like a free game. Similar to in sports, where you'll see basically it's just kind of like a free go at it. Because of where they placed, because of the way that the tournament was seeded, and because of the fact that there were openings in the tournament, after we made roster changes and killed off duplicate teams and stuff like that, then there was a couple of spots open, so those teams were allowed the buys over anyone else. So, Group 1. We'll start with you, Jebro, since you talked last. We'll start with you. Where do you see this bracket ending up? And just in terms of top 8, the 2 teams that you think are going to make it through.
Well, I think it's kind of obvious. There's definitely going to be Orange logo. Other teams in the other side of the bracket, you would really give it to. I think this is a bit more of an open one, but it'll probably be Leaderboard over Life. But I don't know as much as maybe Brunners knows about the Rotate to Procreate guys. But I would say either Rotate or probably Leaderboard over Life. Big D they've been doing quite well. Different points in time, not as consistent maybe as the Procreate guys.
Yeah, I probably agree with that.
Yeah, looking at it right here, I mean, it's pretty much going to be a toss-up between those 2 teams, at least in my opinion. We might see some upsets. We don't know. I mean, there are still teams that have seeding points, and we don't know. There might be a team that has no seeding points, might come out and really show what they've got. And I mean, that's definitely. There's definitely the bottom side of each pool is the wild card, at least in my opinion. The top 4 teams, once again, in my opinion, don't hate everyone for this, just hate me. In my opinion, the top 4 teams, the seed 1 in every single pooling, I think is just going to go straight to top 8. I mean, I don't think there's much of a question about that at this point.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think this pool in particular, I think this bottom half in particular over the other 3 brackets really has the most openness in terms of who will get to that second top 8 slot in this bracket. I think the others have more of a clearly defined 2 seed. This one, the 2 and 3, I've seen Rotate to Procreate play in the AG tournaments. I think they could possibly take a game, possibly the series over Leaderboard, over Life. If they're practicing and preparing for it. But I think this one's pretty open for that second spot.
Yeah, and I actually just wrote up in chat here. We had someone ask if there's going to be a non-video version of the brackets. We actually will post the non-video version of the brackets for you guys in the forums for you guys to pull up right after this show is over. So we'll have that for you. So don't worry about that. We'll have it for you. So I have to agree, though. Definitely the most wildcard potential in this particular pooling. It's definitely going to be the most interesting to watch. But let's go down. Let's go down for a moment, and let's go to bracket 2. So this bracket is going to be the one where I think all of us can expect TCG to come through. Red team, at least in my opinion, is probably one of the ones that's going to feed up at least into the 32, probably to the 16. Probably going to see them in the round of 16 going up against TCG, where at least in my opinion, I think they're going to fall to TCG. TCG probably going to take that and go into round of 8. Do you guys, I don't know, feel any different? Or, I mean, that Team Big Salami is a good team. I don't know if anyone knows anything about them, but they're a pretty good team. I know the roster a little bit. They've been playing together. They actually scrimmed a couple of the top teams, and they weren't far off.
Well, do you want to give us some info on Big Salami?
Okay. So
I literally know nothing.
Team Salami is actually a group of people who were World v Worlding and one of the GVG groups. Obviously, a little bit of a polarizing statement there, as people in PvP don't know much about the GVG and stuff like that, and a lot of maybe a little bit of tension. Tension is the word I'll use. Tension is the word I'll use between the two, as there are differing opinions and stuff. But that is a group that was a couple of players from top GVG guilds, one of which actually was Sindrenner, who is part of Orange Logo now. So a pretty solid group of players, definitely know what they're doing. So they came through. They got some scrims because of the connections that they have with some people in EU, and they did not do too far off. I think, I'm not going to name names, but a couple of the teams in like the top 5 or 6 area actually almost, I'm talking 500 to like 400, got beat out by them. So it's going to be interesting.
A really good thing. I mean, especially if you've got the element of surprise in Guild Wars 2 SBVP, you can easily take first game. Just because they don't know how you're going to rotate, they don't know how you're going to play. There's no footage on the internet of how they play and how they move. So that's actually a really, really good thing for them to have that kind of in their back pocket. But the bad thing for them to have is the potentiality to go against TCG later on.
Yeah, that's definitely less than ideal. I will say I do not see them beating out TCG with their current roster. I don't see it happening. I think
Stranger things has happened.
Stranger things have indeed happened. I'm not sure about it. I think they're going to have a good matchup. I really do believe that Red Team will go through, win out the round of 64, move on to the 16, where they will meet Team Big Salami, and I'm not sure. That's one that I think is going to be a good matchup, and I'm not personally sure who would win that. So,
True.
Looking at the bottom side, though, once again, this is more of the wild card side of every single one of these pools. A little bit more so with the Group 1, but pretty much in every pooling, it does kind of come down to this. If we look at it here, the Majestic Capricorns, probably the safer choice, at least in my opinion, probably the safer choice, to at least make it to the 16, obviously here. But anything you guys think of in terms of the round of 16? Because obviously the top 8 might be a toss-up on the bottom side of the pooling, or the bracket, rather. But the round of 16, what teams are you looking at to be going up potentially against a team like Majestic Capricorns to go later on into fighting probably TCG?
Don't know what to do. I think are a big one.
I personally, I've seen don't know what to do in the past few weeks, and I feel like they've been kind of a letdown.
They haven't been playing with their full roster in the last couple of weeks, though.
Even so, I don't see them making it past the 16. I think we're going to see possibly even like Excessive Xylophone playing the 6th seed, possibly beating them. I don't know what to do. As they have good odds to get to the round of 16, but I'm not so sure it's a really something that they can guarantee for themselves. So I ultimately think Majestic Capricorns will make it to the final 8. I don't think there's a whole lot of competition against them on this side of the bracket.
All right.
Go on.
So I was gonna say I'm gonna have to go for the dark horse. I really think don't know what to do. Provided they do all come together as their full 5 roster, I really think they could actually surprise a lot of people. They can be that good when they want to be.
I'm actually getting PMs going back to the top side of this Group 2 pooling. I'm getting PMs right now from members of Team Big Salami, apparently, who are saying that they've already beaten Red Team consistently. A little salt throw in there. A little salt throw in there. So if anybody from Red Team is paying attention, maybe if you guys go up against each other, might be a little salt there. Might be a little salt there. But let's head on over to the Group 3 real quick before we get too derailed on that topic. We can look at this Group 3, and your goose is cooked. Once again, this top side of the bracket, pretty set in stone. I mean, the top 4 to 5 teams is pretty far and away, a little bit more skilled than maybe the rest of the EU side of things. So, your goose is cooked. Obviously, we're going to probably all say that they're going to go straight to the top 8. I don't think anybody objects in that regard. No. Okay. All right, so your goose is cooked. Any considerations in terms of maybe what team they might see in top 16?
I think they'll see Rice Squad. I think Rice Squad's a little bit better than Super Voodoo Juru. I think Super Voodoo Juru has a little bit more in terms of how much they have participated in tournaments, but overall I think Rice Squad a little bit better of a roster there.
The thing about Rice Squad that's going to be interesting to watch is they play a very different comp to basically anyone else you'll see. You've sort of seen it's sort of been done a bit similar before on NA, but they have surprised teams in the past with their comp, and that has won them games just solely based on teams not being able to deal with what they bring.
Is it good enough though for the top tier?
That'd be interesting.
I think, being honest, I think they do have a good chance of getting to the top 16. They won't beat Your Goose is Cooked. I think they'll. I don't think they'll hate me for saying that because I do have friends in that team, but.
Oh, I see.
But I genuinely think they have a good chance of getting that far, which would be a huge accomplishment for them as well.
Looking at the underside of the bracket, I think most of you guys, we were talking a little bit before, I think most of you guys are probably going to side with Everest Pirates in terms of going to the top 8. I think everybody is in agreement with that. Probably more than likely going up against Sign in the top 16. I think we are all also in agreement with that one as well. We talked about that one a little bit.
Unless there's anything else and slightly ninja in the bottom part.
Yeah, I mean, there is, obviously in all of these, there is always a few teams that I don't know at all. So,
yeah,
there is the possibility to be surprised. But
in a 128 team bracket, I think there's definitely gonna be a lot of teams that we're not too sure about.
So but, one of these teams could come out and just be absolutely incredible. But I think Sign have a good chance of getting there.
All right, looking now at the fourth grouping here, and the last grouping actually. Obviously, rank 55. More than likely, we're talking 99% probability going to make it to the top 8. If we look right now here at the top side of the bracket, still, what team do you guys see going to the top 16 up against rank 55 with the best probability?
Milk and Cookies. I think Milk and Cookies a little bit better than Spuddy's a Scrub. Spuddy's a Scrub, I think they've won 1 or 2 times to get into the round of 8 in the ESL. But I think Milk and Cookies just a little bit better overall.
All right, Milk and Cookies. I think we're all in agreement. So far, not really too many polarizing opinions. I think most people are in agreement. It'll be interesting to see how things turn out in accordance to what we're predicting here on the day of. However, you look at the bottom side of the bracket, Various Artists is the top seed on that specific go through up into the top 16 there. And we do have Back to Spawn seeded 3rd. What are you guys thinking for this one?
Actually, I just saw a team in there, Bad Community.
Bad Community.
They used to play.
But they do have to go up against Various Artists. They do have to go up against Various Artists very early on, actually, in the round of 64, provided that they win their first round.
I don't know much about Bad Community now, but they had some good players. They had some good games. I don't remember them being very profitable, is the word I'll use, but I don't know. I mean, I think this is, I think this is quite a consistent fit. Like with the bottom bracket, part of the bracket, like you guys said earlier, it seems to be a little bit more volatile, a little bit more, we're not exactly sure what's going to happen. There's Back to Spawn, there's Various Artists, and we don't get to see various artists actually play that much in the ESL. They might win a game here and there, but we don't actually get to see those guys for quite a while. We haven't actually streamed them for a while. But they've been very consistent, which is, again, one of the reasons why they've got that seeding. So, they could possibly... I think it's going to be them or Back to Spawn, probably.
I think this one's kind of up in the air, along with the first pool. I feel like Various Artists, over the past few months, it's just kind of fallen down a little bit. I felt like they're a little bit stronger in the past. I think Back to Spawn, or even Elements V, the 6th seed, I think they could possibly make it to the top 16 as well. I think it's a toss-up here.
Yeah. I think Back to Spawn, again, I think it could be a comp thing. Especially if they come out playing the comp that won them the AG tournament this week. Teams struggled to deal with that, and I think that could take them through quite a few rounds again.
I guess we'll have to see. I mean, this one is probably on par with the first pool in terms of kind of being up in the air of who anybody could really take this bottom half of this and move on to the top 8 for sure.
Okay, so now the more important part. We have our idea, at least, in terms of who we all kind of think is going to make it to the top, at least 16-ish area. I think we all have a good idea of who's going to make it into the top 8. But the more important question lies, where do we see it going from the top 8? Obviously, top 8 moving into the Final 4. Final 4, what are you guys thinking? Probably all going to be in agreement once again. Because, like we said, the wild card brackets, the lower side of all of these groupings here, and I will run through them one more time for you guys, a little bit slower or a little bit quickly this time, while we discuss this a little bit. I think all of us can agree that Group 1, orange logo, probably going to go into the top 4, taken in the top 8 versus the underside of this bracket. Whoever it is, I believe we did decide that it was going to be leaderboard over life. Move on to the Final Four here. Bracket 2, next we have TCG, more than likely going to take it, provided there aren't any roster changes, because I know right now TCG does potentially have some roster changes that they're going through in terms of some of the players, maybe perhaps from Mindgrand. So we'll have to see what happens with the TCG roster, but more than likely that team will move on to the top 8 and probably beat out Majestic. Capricorns, I think, is what we decided on. However, that's definitely going to be a good match, at least in my opinion. But I think we can all agree that at this point, TCG probably moving on to the Final Four. Yes?
For sure.
Okay. Moving on to the third bracket here, your Goose is Cooked. Salt, been pretty consistent as of late, taking on some of the top teams coming out of nowhere here. Probably, once again, same thing as before, same thing as both of the other brackets, going to move on to the top 4 over the bottom side of this bracket, which is going to probably be Everest Pirates. At least in our opinion, if we had to put our money on it, that's what we're going to think for the time being. So we're going to have, so far, like we said, going to go through it one more time. Actually, we're going to go on to the bracket 4 real quick, which is going to be rank 55 Dragons, not 55 HP Monks, but rank 55 Dragons is going to probably move on here. So once again, rank 55 Dragons, we're going to have your Goose is Cooked, we're going to have TCG, and we're going to have Orange Logo. More than likely, right? More than likely, those are going to be the things.
Yeah.
I think those are definitely my top 4. I do want to point out, if there's any team that can debunk one of these 4 giants, I think, for me, it would be Majestic Capricorns. I think we don't even know TCG's roster yet, and I think that's the biggest reason why I feel like that. I think Majestic Capricorn's very strong. I think the top 4 giants, though, they're too good to have the best players on EU for sure. I think they're just too good for other teams to knock them down.
You're right about Majestic as well, because on Sunday we only got to stream. We literally jumped into the other semi, Majestic versus Orange Logo, but they took them very close to almost winning their first game, and they were close to winning the second game. They almost threw it. As soon as we jumped into the stream, their free cap got completely reversed, and they were very close to actually winning that. So I think you're right about Majestic. They could actually do a lot better than we probably think, than a lot of people actually think, just because they haven't really heard of these guys because they're quite new.
All right, so at this time, we will be talking about who we are going to be placing our individual money on who we think will win this tournament overall here. And I do want to remind Jebber that he is on camera right now. He is on camera right now. So go ahead and tell us in chat right here what you guys think. And this is for a giveaway, by the way. This is for a giveaway. So go ahead, and it doesn't matter if you have a hashtag or not. It will just go ahead and it'll collect whatever team, whatever you decide. Tell us what team you guys think will win it all. Once again, our predictions are going to be that it's going to be one of 4 teams.
Top 4. We got to go through our top.
We will indeed. We will indeed. But we're going to do this giveaway first. Right now, for the giveaway, who is going to win? What it's going to be, at least in our opinions, or our collective opinion, that it's more than likely going to be your Goose is Cooked, Salt. It's going to be rank 55, TCG, or Orange Logo. So go ahead and put that in. I will do the giveaway in just a matter of time. I'll let you guys go ahead and give us your ideas and tell us what you guys think and stuff. But let's start off here with Storm. What are you thinking, man? What are you thinking?
Okay, so we're going to have, obviously, collectively, it's going to be Orange Logo against TCG, because Orange Logo is getting the 1 seed, TCG with the 4 seed in the top 4 here. I think we're going to see Orange Logo taken. I think Orange Logo's, they have a very stable roster, and they're so strong right now. I think they're going to easily get it to the final game here. On the other half, though, you've got Salt up against 55. I think 55, after winning ESL this past week, even though they had, Blackjack on their team, like Jebber was mentioning earlier, I still think they're super strong. I think they're going to be able to beat Salt. Salt easily, could contend with them, take a game off, but I think overall 55 is just a little bit stronger. And in the championship game, I think we're going to see 55 beat Orange Logo. It's going to be a close one. It's a best of 5, though. I think we're going to see 55 win it.
What are you thinking, Jebro? What are you thinking?
It's odd because Orange Logo were, we all saw Orange Logo in the WTS final versus the Obdura, right? And which was just, not going to swear, but bloody ridiculous, how well they played. But they've not been as well practiced, I think, as rank 55, which is maybe why Joe's kind of going with them. So I can definitely understand that. And also they've changed the way they're playing, and also, the builds, Tage has rolled over now to a Bunker Guardian, which has been a lot more kind of consistent with them. People aren't used to playing against that anymore, It's one of those things where, oh god, what do we do now? Bunker Guardian? Okay, we can get a Mesmer, and we couldn't actually, mower him, which is what rank 55 can do. So that's one of those things where I'm not really sure now between Orange Logo and 55. I actually think I have to go with one. Do I have to?
You do have to go for one. You do.
Oh god, Orange
Pick
Logo.
one.
I can't not go for the WTS champs, man. I have to go for Orange Logo.
Brunners, I see you looking a little pensive right now, man. Thinking about it.
It's a tough decision, man. I think I think it's going to be an Orange Logo 55 final. I'm 100% confident of that. And I think the final will go. It's best of 5, right? So I'm fairly confident the final is going to go 5 games as well. I think whoever wins it will have to go the distance. I am at this. I'm so torn because Orange Logo do have a habit of, they have faltered a little bit in the last couple of weeks, but they do have a habit of turning up when it matters. But 55 Dragons, since sort of their team's been formed from like the collapse of some other teams, they've been really strong as well. So yeah, the Ashes of rank 55 really, of 55 HP, sorry. So I think I'm going to have to go for Orange Logo though. I think they'll edge it to 3-2. I think it's going to go the distance, but I will be putting my money on Orange Logo.
Orange Logo. So what is that, 3 now for Orange Logo? What was Storm? What was your decision?
55.
Thank 55. Okay, so we are 2-1 in favor of Orange Logo. I have to say that, I think EU and NA are a bit thinking differently, because I'm gonna have to go with Storm. I really do think that 55 is gonna come out. I think that they have the right stuff going for them right now. They just won ESL. They proved that they can beat them. Right? They did prove that they can beat Orange Logo. It's not impossible. Orange Logo, a little bit doing things a little bit different than they used to, bringing in that bunker guard there in the past ESL. Maybe they might stick with that, maybe not. We'll have to see. I know Tage, Jebra, you were talking with me earlier and about how Tage loves that bunker guard. It's his favorite thing in the world. Loves that thing more than DPS. So, but regardless of if he loves it or not, it still has to perform. And I think that rank 55 will take advantage of that change there and probably come out. I would have to say it's going to be close. I'm going to say 3-2 to rank 55 over Orange Logo.
Yeah, I think if they have Misha in there, and they can get the mowers off onto if he's playing Bunker Guardian and if they're playing their roster, there's a lot of ifs. And on the day, that's something which we could really... Their rotations, rank 55's rotational play at the moment, is just so beastly. But if Orange Logo are going to get the kills, which is, the way they play... they can't play it as well with the Bunker Guardian, to be fair.
It really could come down to how well Misha is able to perform. Whether it's, making sure Misha turns up on the day and performs to the best, but also if Orange Logo can successfully lock Misha down, I think they'll control the match. I genuinely think Misha is that important to the way rank 55 play that Orange Logo, whether it's Syndrome or whoever, they have to shut Misha down to win this, I think.
It's Freya's job. Freya will be on that.
All right, so we do have the winner of the first giveaway. Congratulations to Halden Yassar, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, for winning the first giveaway. I've seen him go in the chat a lot recently, so congratulations to Hald there for winning the first giveaway. We still do have 2 more giveaways. 2 more giveaways before the day is over. So congratulations to him for winning the first one, but we still do have 2 more. So make sure you send a message to Digital Pro Sports on Twitter, or sorry, not on Twitter, but on Twitch here. Send that message over, and we'll give you that first gym code. But looking at it right now, we're kind of split on rank 55 and ORNG. Where do you see? Because I do believe we do have a third round match. I do believe we have one. Where do you see that going?
I guess I'll take it away. For my own predictions, I said TCG and Salt were going to lose. I think TCG will win that. I think they're a little bit stronger than Salt. I guess we'll have to see who they bring to the table, though, because we don't even know who's on the roster yet, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's really depending upon who they have on the roster. But I still think they're going to be able to take third place.
What are you thinking, Jebro?
Yeah, I reckon he's right. And I reckon the whole roster thing is going to be very dependent on the whole day, because there's so much up in the air at the moment. There's a lot of people that actually can't play on the Saturday. I know loads of people that can't play. I know loads of rosters that aren't going to be the way we actually think they're going to be. And people like TCG, when they're not too sure about who exactly they may be running, and I think you can probably say that just because you can see the roster changing over different weeks. You've always got Helseth and Texby and Eternia, but various people haven't been able to play in ESL, and TCG haven't themselves, which is kind of screwed their seeding over as well for things like that. So they haven't been able to play in that high pressurized situation. But I don't think that's going to matter to those guys. They just want to. They don't care who they're going to go against. They want to beat them. They'll be maybe the only other team which can potentially get into fun. But anyway, third place, like Joe said, pretty much TCG.
Brunners, what are you thinking?
I don't think Helseth would let TCG lose to Salt. They have
that would be
quite the rivalry, and Helseth likes to big himself up over Salt particularly. So I think Helseth's motivation in beating Salt again will take them through. So I think TCG will take that third place.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty. I think we're all pretty confident about that. That at least for what we think will happen with TCG, because once again, not really sure what the roster is going to look like, provided that they pick up the players that we think that they might pick up for the day of. Potentially with one of the teams that did actually have a little bit of a roster change too, having one of those players leave and take up that slot on TCG. I think we're all pretty confident that right now it's going to be between rank 55 and Orange Logo in the finals. We're kind of split 2-2 on who's going to win that one, and then we see TCG taking third, and we see Salt taking fourth. Is that everybody? Yes. So
yeah.
What I want right now is I want everyone to go ahead and type in chat. We're going to do another giveaway immediately after the first one. Immediately after, we're going to do another giveaway. Go ahead and, first of all, I'm going to put that straw poll back in there. So we're going to go ahead and put that back in there. Go ahead, first of all, make sure you're following the channel, because I didn't say that before. We actually didn't have a problem with it, but I didn't say it before. Make sure you follow the channel. This Twitch channel, make sure you follow it, or else I can't actually give you the giveaway. You don't even pop up as an option, so make sure that you do follow it. Go ahead and go over to the straw poll and tell us who you think is going to win, first of all, and then now in the chat, go ahead and type. What do we want them to type? What do we want to type for this second giveaway? What are you guys thinking? Tournament of Llamas?
Hashtag 55?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, I see.
So a little bit internally, a little backstory here. A little bit internally, we had a little joke going that this is the Tournament Llamas. We have so many llamas that we're giving away. I mean, I think if you win one round, I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure if you win one round, your team wins a llama. So we're going to see 64 teams, if I'm not mistaken, 64 teams per region coming away with llamas at least. So we've been talking about how instead of the L standing for Legends, it's going to be Tournament of Legends. Tournament of Llamas instead. So go ahead, let's go ahead and just do hashtag llamas. We're going to do hashtag llamas. Go ahead and type that into the chat, and that will be our second giveaway of the day. So we're going to go ahead and have you guys do that.
And a llama is for life, not just for TOL.
A llama is indeed for life. Oh, one thing, just in case you guys did not see, you can actually collect your llamas and put them into the forge and create better llamas. So just because you already have one llama,
They have hats on.
they have hats on them. They have.
lasers
got
and
mine.
monocles.
I already got my
I'd-
llama with a
I'd-
hat.
I don't have
Screwed.
one yet. I really need. I really want one so bad. I'm so jealous of everybody.
The
with
final
all these
form,
llamas.
we'll call it final form. The final form is actually a llama with a bowler hat, a bow tie,
Lavish.
and a monocle, and that is the lavish llama. And I believe that takes 27 llamas, something
Yeah.
like that.
I think so.
27,
yeah. I
yeah.
think so.
27 llamas, because it is 3 to the third power, so it's 27
Unfortunately,
llamas.
if you use your first 3 llamas, or for any case, if you use your 3 llamas and you make the first llama and you use it to be stored into your wardrobe, it takes it away from you. So you don't even have that anymore. You gotta rebuild up from the ground up to get the next step.
So the goal is get to that lavish llama, and we're actually I just want to reiterate that we're spending time right now talking about llamas in this chat, but so the goal is get to the lavish llama and then put it in your wardrobe. Don't mess it up like Storm presumably did, which is why he probably brought it up.
We're PvPers, man. We don't know how to do that stuff.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and roll for this second giveaway here, and the winner of that will be. Oh, hold on. We had a little bit of an oopsie because Moobot just won, so we're gonna have to roll again here.
Oh my!
I'll take
Moobot.
it.
Nice.
Oh, we
Congratulations,
actually have the winner is actually Nos from NA
Moobot.
from Team
Yeah, because he
Absurd.
needs gems.
Yeah, because he
He
does
doesn't need any more
need
gems.
gems apparently. But fair is fair. Fair is fair. I can't just say he can't win gems because he already has a bunch. So congratulations to Nos for winning the next gem code here.
Well done. Wow, we've actually been going for 50 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a while.
55 minutes.
Oh boy.
Oh,
So Storm is clearly siding for rank 55 here. Hopefully that doesn't turn into bias on the day of. Hopefully not.
Oh, I don't.
I think
have
he's
my
trying to
answer there.
influence other people here.
Oh boy. Alright, so looking at the straw poll here, we do have 85 votes right now on this straw poll. I'll put it once again into the chat because this is what we're going to be looking at here. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Let's see. Alright, so that is in the chat right now. So go ahead and if you like I said before, if you have it voted in this poll, go ahead and do it now. Once again, this is for who you think will take it all. Take first place and Tournament of Legends 3 EU, winning a legendary as well as a ton of other prizes including gems and some other stuff as well. Who do you guys think
Wow.
will win this? We see 94
So
votes
this is
right now.
interesting. People
TCG,
think TCG.
huge
yeah.
following. Huge following.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they
they're
think
one of
they
the
think they're going to
longest-
come above Orange Logo.
I mean, they're one of the longest standing teams, hence why they have such a big fan base of people who want them to win.
oh yeah.
Definitely so. I think that's followed by 55. Not the same roster by any means, but definitely a following as well. So no, I'm not surprised to see TCG the fan favorite.
It's
Thus far.
quite close, though. It is very close. There's only 5 votes between first and third. There's no one else in it, really, is there?
Looks like we have 11 people saying other, so potentially we could see someone else come through in the top 4. I mean, it could happen. You never know. It could happen. It could happen. It could happen. So let's go ahead and if you guys did say other, because I know there was a couple people that did. Obviously, we have 11 votes for it. What are you guys thinking about some of the underdog teams in chat? What do you guys think? Those that voted for the 5th place team, rather, or a kind of underdog to come through. Who do you think is going to be that underdog to come through? Tell us in the chat. Go ahead. But looking at this right here, I do believe we've pretty much covered everything. I will go through the brackets one more time for you guys while you guys are talking that. We're going to go through, start off with bracket number 1 here, just so you guys who maybe joined late can have a chance to look at that once again. We will be posting this on the forums, so just hold tight for about 10 minutes or so, and we'll have that end for you in, like I said, 10 minutes or so. So looking here at this bracket, we all believe that Orange Logo will be going on to the top 8 from this bracket. One thing that we did mention was that we all kind of also believed that the bottom side of every bracket is kind of a wild card because of the way that this is seeded. And once again, this is all based on poolings. Like there is going to be 4 different groups. This is a 128 team tournament. We had 108. We had 108 signups actually. So what is basically going to happen, or what basically happened here, is we did 4 poolings of 32 teams. There are going to be buys, like I said, because there's 108 confirmed teams that have signed up. The teams with the highest seedings did have the highest potential for a buy, and they did get them there. So they're going to move on through the round of 128 for free, not have to worry about that match. They get a little bit of a break, maybe get a little sleep in, which is good for them, and they don't have to worry about that. But looking at this right now, for Group 1 pooling, orange logo probably going to make it through, and what we believe is going to be leaderboards over life moving through. However, there are still some other teams that could come through and upset. Looking at the second bracket, which is Group 2, TCG's bracket, and I say TCG because they're the most, probably the most favored to win this top 8 section right here, this pooling. And once again, bottom side being that little wild card there. We have some great teams there, as well as, Majestic Capricorn's definitely one of those ones. Don't know what to do, definitely one of those teams as well. Looking at the third bracket here, we have Your Goose is Cooked, aka Salt there. Probably going to move on to the top 8, probably to the top 4. On the underside of the bracket, we have Everest Pirates, which is the one we all kind of think is going to move on to the top 8 to take on Your Salt is Cooked. Should all things go according to what we believe. And the last bracket is going to be Rank 55 I keep wanting to say HP Monk. I keep wanting to say that. Yeah. But it's Rank 55 Dragons. It is a different team. And they are probably going to be moving on to the top 4, in our belief at least. And we do have, on the other side of the bracket, teams like Various Artists as well as Back to Spawn. So, and someone that actually Jebro likes is Bad Community. He thinks that they could potentially do something there. Maybe he knows a little bit about them.
Seed.
But you know what? No, now that I look at it, I think what he's thinking is that he's seen Bad Community, but what he's reading is actually Bald Community, and I think that's maybe why maybe that's why he sees a little bit of relation to it or something like that.
Bald is beast, man. Bald is beast.
Bald is beast.
Hashtag Bald Bros. No, I'm talking about.
Oh man,
I just remember them. I remember them back a while ago. I just remember them. So I think there's going to be something from them, maybe. You never know. I mean, I think there might be some upsets. I want to see some upsets. I really do.
Yeah, I have to agree. Awesome. It definitely would be interesting to see some upsets. So those are your 4 brackets today. We're going to go ahead and end on, since I burned Jebro there and I kind of feel bad, we're going to have the last giveaway of the day will be hashtag Bald is Beast. We're going to give it to him. He deserves it. He deserves it for helping us out today. And he's going to be also... last thing, actually, the tournament will be taking place. The stream will start at 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. 7 a.m. PST. And the start will be, I believe it is 3 p.m. BST, British Summer Time?
Yep.
Yes?
Oh, perfect. You got it!
I did it. We've had trouble with that in the past. So we're gonna have those are the times for the start of the tournament. The tournament itself will start prior to that, and teams will all get confirmation emails to know when their first match is starting, where to go, all that kind of thing. We will have that information for you in your emails. So if your team is watching this right now, make sure you do check your emails for the next couple of days, because it is very important for you to be able to actually participate in the tournament. So good luck to all teams. Gonna go ahead and do this last roll here. And that is... someone not following. Once again, make sure you follow the channel, or else you cannot win the giveaway. You have to be following the channel. Have to be following the channel, or else you will not win. So go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and roll again here. And that is going to be Captain NL is going to be the winner. So congratulations to Captain NL.
Congrats.
Winning the last code here. I'm going to go ahead and type it out for you.
Nice. Yep, follow the channel. Every single time you see giveaways, follow their channel and make sure you support, so you can have a chance to not only have those giveaway chances, but to also, be alerted when things like this are happening. So then, if you're not sure what the time is, you'll get an alert. It'll be like, yep, Tournament of Legends is on, and you haul butt over here to watch it on Saturday.
All right, so as I said before, those that won the giveaway, please, please, please make sure that you guys send a message to Digital Pro Sports on Twitch, or else we are going to spend so much time that we don't want to spend trying to find who won the giveaways. So make sure Captain NL, as well as the other 2 winners of the giveaways, please, please, please send us a message on Twitch to give us your information so we can get that gem code to you guys. It's very important. So. I believe, let's look to see if we have any questions. If your team abandoned you, can you go in 1v5? No, you cannot. That will be a disqualify, unfortunately. So hopefully you can get some.
You can change your rosters.
You can
to like an hour before, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it is an hour before they officially close. So you do still have time to pick up some players if you have a team. Once again, this is mostly team-based here. And as we're kind of talking, you guys can actually look below us. The seedings are scrolling through ESPN style for you guys, but. It is going to be there. There is an option for you guys to go ahead and make some roster changes should you need to or want to.
That is Razman though. He could 1v5 if he wanted with his Mace build.
I do want to point out too. I think a lot of people were asking for the brackets. Those will be posted via Twitter and on the forums, if I'm not mistaken. The links to all 4 brackets for everybody to view after this.
I believe there's an Imager album kind of going around a little bit, so if you guys see that, go ahead and use that too. But our official post will come in just a matter of moments here once this stream is over and we get some time to put that up. We wanted to go ahead and have the bracket reveal on the stream so we can give you guys some good giveaways and stuff like that as well. So I believe that's it. Go ahead and I'm gonna go through Storm. Thank you for coming on here today, Storm. Actually, I'll actually let you go ahead and do your own thing. I won't take up much more time. I feel like I've been talking the whole time. You can go ahead and talk about what you're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks, months, etc., and where people can contact you.
For what exactly?
For Guild Wars 2, like your AG, TOL. Let's talk. Come on, talk about it, man.
Make it short. Well, obviously, I'm going to be shoutcasting the TOL, the next two TOLs, or I guess the EU and NA. Hurix and I obviously have the NA ESLs every Sunday, and we shoutcast the Academy Gaming's NA tournament every Monday night. So definitely check those out if you want to see more of Hurix and myself. And follow me on Twitter at StormGW2.
Jebro, I'll let you go next.
Yes. Gonna be doing ESL Weekly is tomorrow night on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/JebroUnity. Then we've got Saturday TOL, which I'm involved with as well. Sunday we've got the ESL Go for Guild Wars 2 Cup, which is very important because we've got WTS qualifiers coming up, and we've got a lot of issues going on with the points at the moment in the seeding. And, there's a team in particular who needs to really win some tournaments to actually get up in there. We all know who we're talking and thinking about. And also, there's standard stuff. Make sure you go and check out these guys on AG and the Twitter and whatnot. My Twitter is @JebDan. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And once again, someone asked what your channel is again. That is Jebro Unity. I just put it in the chat. So make sure you guys, again, tomorrow, I believe it's around this time that you're going to be doing the It is tomorrow, isn't it? Tomorrow around this time.
Yeah.
The ESL Weekly there.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's 8 p.m. BST, which is 9 p.m. CEST.
I want to point one more thing out before we get to Maddie. For those of you that are playing in the NA TOL, you still have a chance to make sure you don't go up against teams like the Abjured or Risky Business in the first round. All you have to do is participate in the ESL on Sunday for North America or the Academy Gaming NA tournament on Monday. So those points count towards your seedings for the TOL. So participate in those if you don't want to go up against a really good team in the first round. Guaranteed.
Anybody looking to get on a team for EU, there is still slots for you to go ahead and get into this tournament, provided it's on an already existing team. We're not accepting any new team signups for the European bracket itself, but if you guys go ahead and want to try to find a team that is already signed up that is maybe looking for people, you guys still have time to do that. we don't want to create new brackets now that we've already revealed these brackets. So, last but not least, Brunners, take it away.
All right, so I'll be helping out with the TOL obviously on Saturday, and we've got the EU Academy Gaming every Monday night. You can reach me at on Twitter. I'm at Brunners_, and on Twitch it's twitch.tv/Brunners90, where I host my stream every week. And we do have giveaways there. I regularly give away skins and or precursors, so do come by for that.
All right, and I will go ahead and sign us on out. Thank you to ArenaNet. Thank you to the group I am a part of, obviously DPS, Digital Pro Sports, who is hosting Tournament of Legends here. Once again, it is on Saturday. The stream starts at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. BST. Should you want to use any one of those times to go ahead and get an idea of when it starts. That's when the stream starts. The tournament does start earlier. For those that are participating, we will have emails going out to you in the next, probably, I have to imagine, 2 days, probably tonight or tomorrow night, in regards to what you guys need to do in order to prepare for the TOL tournament, what time you need to show up, where you need to be, and all that kind of stuff. As far as all that, make sure you go ahead and follow this Twitch channel that we're on right here, Digital Pro Sports, because that is where it will be broadcasted. I believe it's also in the Guild Wars 2 blog post that came out today and earlier this morning. So if you guys need an idea, you guys can go to that. But do follow it, because it will give you an email just in case you forget about it. You can be reminded. This will be the largest single-day tournament in the entire Guild Wars 2 history, if I am not mistaken. And it will be for EU and NA. So once again, this is the EU one. Thanks for watching, guys. Do you have anything to add? Anyone? Maybe?
Nope.
Anything?
Good
Nope.
luck in the tournament, I think.
Good luck in
Yeah,
the
good luck to everybody.
Good luck.
All right.
But,
So-
I think you're going to have fun.
Enjoy your
get
llamas.
those games won. Get your llama. Yeah.
All right. Good luck to all teams. Thank you. Really, thank you to Grouch for kind of helping us put this together. Definitely been a huge help. Thanks to ArenaNet once again. And we will see you on Saturday. See you guys.
Yep. See you.